The Buddha taught that death is an inescapable reality for everyone. However, we can learn to face it fearlessly, with a grin, rather than with dread. Below is a concise description of how to prepare oneself, spiritually and mentally, to meet death calmly and confidently. Recognize the unavoidable nature of death. Buddha emphasized that from the moment of birth onwards, each of us is traveling inexorably toward our final day. No matter where we live or what we do, we cannot escape mortality. Acknowledging this truth helps lessen denial and begins the process of facing death without fear. Understand the two ways of facing death. With grimace, this arises from fear, clinging, and confusion. It leads to suffering at life's end. With grin, this is rooted in clarity, preparation, and spiritual insight. It leads to peace at life's end. The 4 types of people who fear death. According to the teaching, 4 kinds of individuals are especially prone to fear at the brink of death. A. Those overly attached to external possessions, children, wealth, and property, who cannot bear to part with them. B. Those who mistake their physical body for an unchanging permanent self and cannot accept losing it. Those who realize too late that they squandered their life on unwholesome or trivial pursuits with little or no virtuous practice. D. Those who lack any understanding of how life arises and passes away, i.e., no understanding of dependent origination. So they meet death in ignorance and confusion. The 4 types of people who do not fear death. These 4 are the mirror opposites. They manage to face death fearlessly by A. Contemplating their attachments, family, property, as impermanent, anicca, unsatisfactory, dukkha, and non-self, anatta, thus loosening the bonds of clinging. B. Contemplating their own body similarly as anicca, dukkha, and anatta, letting go of the notion of a permanent I or mine. C. Spending their life diligently on wholesome practices, especially insight meditation, vipassana, so that, at death, their mind naturally inclines toward clarity and calm. D. Understanding dependent origination, paticca deeply, so they are not perplexed about what follows death and remain composed when the body dissolves. Developing insight meditation, vipassana. Repeatedly observe all experiences, pleasant or painful, as impermanent, arising and passing away. Through consistent practice, one understands how clinging to these experiences creates suffering. At the final moment, a person practiced in vipassana can calmly watch feelings arise and pass away without panic or confusion. This clarity dispels fear. The fruit of practice, smiling at death. When one is well trained, the approach of death is recognized as a natural transition rather than an annihilation of a permanent self. Confidence arises that one's next existence will be positive, either a fortunate rebirth or, ultimately, attainment of nibbana. Just as a victorious warrior expects a reward before receiving it, so does the diligent meditator feel reassurance before life is over. Concluding encouragement. To die with a grin, one must practice while still healthy, contemplating possessions, the body, and daily feelings with wisdom, and performing meritorious deeds. At the dying moment, those established in insight can let go of fear, meet the end peacefully, and possibly realize profound spiritual attainment right then or in a fortunate rebirth. In essence, the way to die without terror is to see everything in life, wealth, relationships, body sensations, as impermanent, to live virtuously, and above all, to train the mind in insight meditation. This inner readiness transforms death from a moment of panic into a moment of peaceful transition, marked by confidence and even a smile.